I don't know if you know this, but I wasn't born the Colorado whiskey guy. So what got me started? Well, I learned something that blew my mind and changed my life forever. So what was it? What was it that changed my life? Well, really, it wasn't one thing, but it was 5 things. But really, what this is about my story. So I got started into whiskey and I was curious about local whiskey. I knew of a handful, but I started looking into it and seeing what it was. I knew about Axe and the Oak and 291 and one or two others, but I want to know how many were there. And this is really the first thing that changed me, is the fact that I found out when I looked into it and I researched that there are over 100 different distilleries in Colorado. That blew me away. I had no idea. I had no idea how many different distilleries there were. And that just shocked me, that I had no idea. So that really got me curious. I was really curious then. So I started looking around. I started researching and seeing what there is across Colorado. Is it just Denver or Colorado Springs, or what was it? So that led me to the next thing I learned, is that it's a lot older than you think it is. I looked in, I found out there's several distilleries that are over 10 years old. Now, that's a lot, especially in craft whiskey. So if you're really into whiskey, you know things get really interesting when it gets older than 6, 8, 10 years old. Some delicious whiskey. So that really set me up that I was really curious about. The next thing I learned is that grain to glass is huge here. Now, if you're not familiar with what grain to glass is, what that is when a distillery knows where the grain comes from, not just what supplier, but the farmer it comes from, where the water comes from, and that it's all made locally, in this case in Colorado, and completely grain to glass. That is huge here. There's several different distilleries doing that. And the fact that the really being conscious about the environment, about Colorado in general, and this great state that we live in, wanting to know about, okay, where do these grains come from? Where does this water come from? That it's different, that it's more than just your basic yellow dent corn. But really, that's the next thing, is that experimentation is huge here too. It's not just yellow dent corn, it's red corn, blue corn, all the different varietals of, rye, wheat, malted barley. Really gets interesting around here. All the different experimentation that the big distilleries can't do. It's being willing to toy with it and saying, okay, what if we do this much barley? What if we do rye and wheat? What if we do this kind of corn and that kind of corn together? That kind of experimentation really, I think, is really cool. And the next thing is that Colorado is not Kentucky. That's important because that's a good thing. It's being its own thing, being uniquely Colorado. And in general, just for whiskey, aging in Colorado is different because of the dry climate, because of the altitude. The water evaporates out of the barrel before the alcohol does. So that means barrel proof goes higher as it gets older. In fact, there's some distilleries that are taking that in consideration and putting the whiskey in the barrel at 100 proof rather than 125, because they know that proof is going to go up as it ages. And also the connection to the community, the connecting to Colorado people with trivia nights, with different musicians, with the different events around Colorado, and being something that, this is Colorado, this is Colorado craft whiskey, and that this is what makes it unique. And really, it's a taste of Colorado because it's more than just one distillery. It's more than just one distillery doing grain to glass. It's more than just this one doing that thing or that one doing this thing. It's spread across the state doing 50 different things, and that's fantastic. It's a taste of Colorado. But when I got into this, I started asking, why is no one talking about this? There's no one talking about this, but I realized That's what I can do. That's where I can be for you. I can go into this. I can introduce you to the different distilleries. I can introduce you to the different whiskeys and let you know and try these things and let you know what you're getting into in those bottles. That's where I can come in and also be able to provide a place for you to come and hang out and talk about Colorado whiskey, because that's who I am. I'm the Colorado whiskey guy, and I'm here for you, here to hang out with you. Let me know what you think. If you like that, go ahead and subscribe and let me know, you know what, hey, I like this, let's hang out. Now, if you want to see more, go ahead and stick around, check out this video, and you'll see more. And I'll see you there. Cheers.